Not only the sitting party or the ruling party who doesn't allow us to talk, it's although the chairmen, whoever, whether it is in Rajya Sabha or it is in Lok Sabha, I think they don't give it equal division between the opposition and the running government. It's only, I think, cameras are fixed only on one side of the new parliament building, because we are never been seen or never focused or never shown on the TV, the opposition. None of the members are shown, even if the opposition member is speaking.
The way this government under Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah is ruling, it is very dangerous for India and Indian democracy and Indian constitution.
Let me ask the media persons here. Have you ever asked the Prime Minister, is it right to misuse religion for political purpose?
There's so many points to say, but let us just say that I think there are many people who want to visit the temple, and it is also their choice when they want to visit the temple. It's not as if the temple is only open on that day when the government is organizing a program and it is shut for the rest of the year. So it is a matter of personal choice. It is a matter of deep faith. It is a matter of deep personal faith. Many people would want to spend hours while they're going to the temple. So I think, to put the entire significance of temple and Lord Ram around this one particular event that the government is organizing, I think we all should need to introspect. I think there are many of us who would want to go and spend hours and spend time and pray. Therefore, it is for all political parties and for leaders to make up, to communicate their stand, and which they have done so.
Now, there have been many questions in the media with regard to the stand of Congress party, whether they're going to participate in that temple inauguration or not. Let me ask the media persons here. Have you ever asked the Prime Minister, is it right to misuse religion for political purpose? This is blatantly mixing religion with politics, which the country hasn't seen so far. Only after Modi came to power, you have seen such blatant misuse of religion. See, the Prime Minister of this country, wearing the attire of the high priest. And let us look at the preamble of this Indian Constitution. Let us look at, how this secular democratic polity evolved. So, has there been any question to the BJP or the Prime Minister? And has the media questioned the Prime Minister, who has not done a press conference in last 10 years' time? So I would also say that when you make sure that the opposition is made accountable for anything and everything, the primary task of the media is to make sure that the government is made accountable.
Since there is going to be a political mileage is one thing, they are making a whole hype out of it. It is not only where the temple is there. They have requested almost all the states of the country to start with the pujas from 5th of January till the inauguration of the Ram temple is over. They are trying to take this religion as politicization across the country, wherever the religion could act. They are trying to convert it into votes. It is very, very evident. Otherwise, when there is a temple constructed in that state, I think that state would be the only place where all this rejoicement and all these kinds of devotees praying, everything would be taking place. It is not going to be across India. Why they wanted to do it across India is something they want to say, yes, it is BJP, it is Modi. They are trying to give a color to it. I don't think BJP thinks of anyone else's future. They don't want anybody to have a future. It's only BJP and their people's future. That's it. That is all, is one sentence which has been underlined, and they want it to go. They don't want an opposition. Even if there is an opposition, they should not have voices. I think it's better people who not able to see or hear or speak, if they become the member of parliament and sit in the opposition, would be the best appreciated by the current sitting government, because they don't allow us to talk. It's not only the sitting party or the ruling party who doesn't allow us to talk. It's although the chairmen, whoever, whether it is in Rajya Sabha or it is in Lok Sabha, I think they don't give it an equal division between the opposition and the running government. They are always in favor of the current sitting government. I know they are a member which has been selected from that category. In Lok Sabha, it's all the more worse of not having a deputy chairman. Still, I think almost the term is over and we still don't see a deputy chairman being appointed from the opposition side. That's a big thing. And in our house, our chairman, though being the vice president of India, who's above all the party and everything, he seems to be more in support of the current sitting government, and he seems to be supporting on all issues to him. Recently, you would have also seen the Sansar TV. It's only, I think, cameras are fixed only on one side of the new parliament building, because we are never been seen or never focused or never shown on the TV, the opposition. None of the members are shown. Even if the opposition member is speaking, it's only on the speaker it is being focused, or it is on the sitting member side. So from that one point itself, you can really make out that they don't want an opposition. They want it as a monarchy government.
There is no other force challenging and questioning the BJP government besides the opposition parties. The media is unable to question this government and hold its ministers responsible for their flaws. Other forums which are available to public, such as right to information and judiciary, the bureaucracy, they are not on the side of citizens, but are on the side of the government. So the opposition is the last line of defense. It's the only force available today which is fighting this government and holding this government accountable, not for our political sake, not for our electoral future, but for the people of India, for the farmers who deserve a better income, for the young people who deserve a better employment scenario, for the women who need to feel much more safer, for the scheduled castes who need to have their self-respect and dignity no matter where they study or where they work or how they choose to marry, for the scheduled tribes to protect their forests, to protect the language and the indigenous culture. So I feel it's a very important time. The trajectory that the BJP have taken is extremely dangerous. Don't look at the suspension of 146 lawmakers in isolation. If BJP continues unchecked, unrivaled, things will only go worse, and it will go worse for everyone. It will go worse for young people, it will go worse for organized labor, it will go worse for judiciary, it will go worse for corporate citizens. So if we look at the trajectory of the BJP and the way this government under Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah is ruling, it is very dangerous for India and Indian democracy and Indian constitution. And I feel that's why the role of the opposition has never been as important as it is.
See, more than my future, I'm concerned about the future of this nation. When you ask this question to Gaurav and Kanimozhi, what is the future of opposition? I think the question revolves around the future of this nation, future of all the facets of a parliamentary democracy. And it also involves the media. As somebody from the media fraternity, let me just tell you, I've been seeing this parliament from, say, 1987 onwards. The parliament which I saw in 1987 or 88, I'm seeing this parliament as a pale shadow of the parliament which I used to see and witness and report in 1980s or 90s. So this is the predicament in which we have all landed. And honestly, it's not a question of my future or my party's future. We may win an election, lose an election, but just think about the country's plight. See, now with this mass suspension, almost 34 crores people are unrepresented in parliament. And basically, I would talk about the tenet of the parliamentary democracy. It simply means that the executive needs to be accountable to the parliament, and the MPs, we need to be accountable to the people. Do you see any sort of accountability of the executive to the parliament? So the first tenet of the parliamentary democracy is completely in shambles. That's the plight of this country. And moreover, let me just tell you, see the second pillar, that is the parliament, and the fourth pillar, which we have envisaged the media to be the fourth pillar. There used to be a synchronization, a chemistry between the second pillar and fourth pillar. I recollect those days when investigative stories used to come in newspapers, which used to come up in parliament on a day-to-day basis, especially on those days when session was there. Now, do you see any sort of investigative story in any of the newspapers? Do you see a reflection of the media in the parliament? So I would say that the parliamentary democracy, which we used to witness maybe a decade back or maybe 2 decades back, it's nowhere in the picture now. That is a predicament. I'm not concerned about my future or my party's future. Honestly, I'm concerned about the future of India. So when you ask about future of the opposition, I would say it involves the question, the future of this nation. And moreover, let me just tell you one thing, the impression that is being created. Earlier, the media used to say the primary task of running the parliament rests with the ruling party. Now, nobody speaks about that. Now, the dictum is that if the opposition is ready to toe our line, we will run the parliament. Otherwise, we will not run the parliament. That is a dictum. Now, moreover, I would say that if the Prime Minister is staying away from the Parliament, and if the executive is not accountable, if our questions are not answered, and if the committees are not functional, if the bills are not vetted by the parliamentary standing committees or joint committees, what is the purpose of this parliamentary democracy as such? And do you think that this will end there? Now, the next target would be, I don't think there is a free media now anymore, but still, whatever is remaining, it will just evaporate. This is my concern. More than 35 crores of people are unrepresented, in the sense from Kerala itself. Kerala is completely unrepresented in parliament, in the upper house and also the lower house. And think about the bills which have been passed, many important bills, these 3 criminal bills, the provisions which have been, more or less discussed now. See, there are important stages of vetting or perusal of a bill. And at least the opposition members would be in a position to raise points with regard to the various clauses or provisions. This BNS, the 3 criminal bills, I'm unable to spell these 3 bills because there are Sanskrit. It may take a year or so to spell or rather to, speak about the bills. There are 1,000 provisions. One provision Gaurav talked about, why the truck drivers agitated over that. So, and other bills also. And there are standing committees. And as a suspended member, I am unable to attend the IT standing committee. So the whole sort of parliamentary, I would say, discourse, and to ensure the accountability of the executive to the parliament, it gets completely evaporated when the opposition is no longer part of the discourse there.